Hi everybody! So today I want to teach you how to compare decimals with one another. And we're going to compare decimals by lining up all of the decimals that we're comparing on our place value chart. So I want you to either pull up the place value chart that I shared with you in Google Classroom, grab the copy that you've printed, or pause this video and just real fast grab a paper and pencil and write this out on a piece of paper. Reproduce this grid for me, because this place value chart is really going to help us compare numbers to determine which one's bigger. So let's get started. Let's say that I have two numbers. I'm consulting my manual, pardon me. All right, there we go. Okay, so let's say I have two numbers. Let's say I have 49 hundredths and 52 hundredths. And I want to know which one's bigger. I want to know which number the alligator is going to eat. Remember, I make an alligator mouth either facing the 52 hundredths or the 49 hundredths. So immediately I'm going to take my two numbers and I'm going to put them on my place value chart. I'm going to put 49 hundredths and then I'm going to write 52 hundredths. And now I'm going to start always from left to right, like we're reading, okay? I'm going to begin to compare these numbers. So I can see right away, I have no tens and I have no ones. These are decimals, so I only have pieces of one. So I can see right here, I have 4 tenths and 5 tenths. Well, which one's bigger, 4 or 5? That's right, 5 is bigger. And so right away, I don't even have to look at these numbers. 5 is the winner. And so that means that 52 hundredths is bigger than 49 hundredths. Isn't this so easy? Let's do another one. Let's pretend, and this one's going to be a little more complicated because we're going to compare tenths and hundredths now. So let's say here, I'm going to grab another marker color so you know this is a different problem. All right, let's say I have 8 tenths and 56 hundredths. Which one is bigger? I know that you might be thinking, well, of course, 56 is bigger than 8, right? Not quite. Let's take a look. Let's put these on our place value chart. Ready? So I have my decimal here. I'm going to write 8 tenths. And then I'm also going to write 56 hundredths. So let's take a look. I'm going to go from left to right like normal. I have no tens, I have no hundreds because these are decimals. They're pieces of one. So now I'm going to compare, remember, my two green numbers. Which one's bigger, 8 or 5? 8 is bigger. So guess what? 8 is my winner. 8 tenths is bigger than 56 hundredths. Whoa, can you believe that? You might be thinking, what, Mrs. Gordon? There's no way. 8 is smaller than 56. Well, actually, when 8 is in the 10th spot, remember how much is 8 tenths equal to in hundredths? Remember, 8 tenths is actually equal to 80 hundredths. Now, can you see the difference? 80 is definitely bigger than 56, isn't it? And remember, I didn't just add this 0. 8 tenths is equivalent. It's equal to 80 hundredths. Let's do another one. I know that, the mind blown, right? Crazy. Let's do another one. Let's do another one with tenths and hundredths in it and see how we do. Let's do 5 tenths and 45 hundredths. Which one's bigger? Okay, so I'm gonna put down here, I'm gonna write down my 5/10. Here's my decimal. So I'm gonna write the 5 in the tenths spot. And then down here, my grid got a little wonky. I'm gonna put my decimal and then I'm gonna write 45 hundredths. All right, and now it's time for me to compare. I have no tens or no ones because these are decimals, pieces of one. I'm gonna go over to my tenths and compare my tenths. Which tenth spot is bigger, 5 or 4? 5, of course. So my 5/10 is bigger than 45 hundredths. Amazing, right? And just so there's no confusion, remember 5/10 is equal to 50 hundredths. So 50 is definitely bigger than 45. Nice, right? Okay, let's do a couple problems with numbers that are more than 1. In actuality, it's not any harder. We're just exposing you to all kinds of different problems so you're equipped and ready to deal with whatever comes your way. So this one is going to have a whole number in it, 3 and 5/10 and 1 and 86 hundredths. Well, I know what you're saying. You're saying, Mrs. Gordon, this one has 3 numbers in it. It's got to be bigger. Not necessarily. Let's put them on our place value chart before we make any decisions, okay? So let's see. We have 3 in front of the decimal. So I'm going to write my 3 in my ones place. And I have 5 just after the decimal. So I'm going to put my 5 in the tenths place. That gives me 3 and 5/10. Now I have 1 just before the decimal. So I'm going to put my 1 here. And I have 86 hundredths right after the decimal. So I'm going to put 86 hundredths right here. Now I need to start comparing. Okay, let's see. Do I have any tenths? Nope, no tenths. So I'm going to go over to the ones. Oh, and guess what, guys? Believe it or not, game over. Which one's bigger? The 3 or the 1? That's right. 3 is bigger. So right there, 3 wins out. 3/5 is bigger than 1 and 86 hundredths because we've got 3 wholes. So this is bigger. Just to show this to you in a model, I have 3 wholes and 5/10. Okay, and here I just have 1 whole and 86/10. Do you see, as far as my models are concerned, how I have more here? I've got 1, 2, 3 wholes, and those are way bigger. Even though this has more numbers, the numbers don't represent a bigger number, a bigger total amount. Crazy, huh? That's why it's always important for you to line up your numbers on your place value chart so you can compare. Let's do one last one, just so you can become the awesome master of math that you are in everything else. We'll do one more. Let me pull up another problem here. All right, let's try this one. Let's try 3 and 71 hundredths and 4 and 19 hundredths. Which one do you think is bigger? I'll give you a minute to decide. Which one do you think will be bigger? I think I've got my choice. All right, let's take a look. Let's decide for sure. We've got 3 in front of the decimal place, so I've got my 3 in front of this decimal place, and then I have 71 hundredths behind the decimal. So I'm going to write 71 hundredths behind my decimal here. Now I have 4 in front of the decimal, so I'm going to write 4 in front of my decimal here, and then I have 19 hundredths right here. So let's get to comparing. Oh, this is so easy. Game over. Look, which one's bigger, 3 or 4? There we go. It's 4. 4 is bigger. 4 and 19/100ths is the bigger fraction. There we go. Great job, guys. Check out the assignment that I assigned for you alongside this video, and I can't wait to see the great work that you do. Good luck, work hard, have fun. See you next time.